This is how California is perceived across the globe. Landmarks such as Golden Gate Bridge, Yosemite, and Hollywood are specifically related to California. Tim Draper, venture capitalist from the Silicon Valley, wants to change that perspective. The initiative, cal3 movement, is to split California into 3 states. The new states would be Northern California, Southern California, and California.
In 2013, Tim Draper introduced the splitting of California, but failed to reach the ballot in 2016. Recently, Tim Draper attempted to put the splitting of California on the 2018 ballot. He had enough signatures, but the California Supreme Court removed it from the ballot, but it may reappear in 2020. California currently has the highest population in the U.S. and the 9th highest economy level per capita.
If California is split into the 3 new states, Northern California would have the 5th highest population, and it would also have the 2nd highest per capita.
The new California would have the 8th highest population and the 12th highest economy level per capita.
And finally, Southern California would have the 4th highest population and the 30th highest per capita.
If California were to be split into 3 different states, this is how the counties would be split up. NorCal would have the Bay Area to the Oregon border.
The new California would be from Monterey down to LA along the coast.
And SoCal would be inland from Fresno to San Diego. First, splitting California into 3 different states is unconstitutional. An article by the Sacramento Bee states that this proposal must confront the admissions clause of the U.S. Constitution, which requires an existing state legislature to consent to the formation of a new state from its territory. This means that even with all the finances and all the signatures from residents of California, they still need consent from the state legislature for a new state within its territory.
According to the Bill of Rights Institute, the Constitution has been changed 27 times over the past 200 years. Additionally, there is no law that refrains a state from splitting. Although the process may be extensive, it is worth it to advance our world positively.
Fox News explains the long process in passing the ballot. By doing this, it could potentially cause a lot of money and chaos to the residents of California. And even if the split happened, it would take a long time for Californians to adjust to the split and America.
Stephen Greenhut, a Western Region Director in State Affairs, writes that California is too big to govern. Population is bigger than the nation's 22 smallest states combined. Having only 2 senators that makes decisions based off what larger cities want is unfair to the smaller cities and counties. When split, it spreads the representation because 4 more senators are added. It gives more representation to smaller counties and makes it more fair and easier to govern.
California has been a state since 1850, so that's 168 years California has been governing perfectly fine by itself. If it ain't broke, why fix it?
Tim Draper states at a Draper University news conference, "To create 3 states from a standing start, you'll get all the benefits of knowing all the things that worked in the past and all the things that could work in the future. And you get to eliminate all the baggage you got in the state. Why stay with an old system when you have a chance to create something new and better?"
Also, everything that makes up California would be split up and divided. According to the Los Angeles Times, all the state's common assets would have to be divided up, and there'd certainly be unequal distribution and unintended consequences. Just like the Golden Gate Bridge, Yosemite, and the Hollywood sign, these are all crucial hallmarks of California. They would all be in different states.
Not splitting up a state just because of some landmarks is not a valid reason. Although these features are popular, compared to the grand scheme of things, they're not important. You need to focus on more of political motives and financial motives.
These landmarks are important for financial purposes because of the massive amounts of tourism, conferences, and conventions that happen to take place in these very well-known cities.
Local benefits will skyrocket with the split. The new smaller states will have more responsive governments. As of right now, it is one government trying to satisfy too many people. With the split, it will be possible to focus on smaller counties. By having smaller governments, it will increase school quality, water management, and even lower taxes. Penny Grande, spokeswoman for the initiative, said, "This is about people who want California to be fixed and saved, and this is the way to do it."
California currently ranks second in the nation for the best high schools. This shows that California is already excelling in this field, and there's no need to go through so much for such little advancement.
Why would anyone want $20 over $10? Because it's more. The problem is not let's fix all of California's problems, but rather let's make a state a better place.
Conclusion.
As an American and a Californian, imagine your life where you no longer live in the same state as Big Sur, Hollywood, and San Diego. Imagine if Sacramento was no longer your state capital. What would this world be like? In 2020, the majority of us will be able to vote, so do not sign the ballot that California should be split. Although it may sound appealing, this is not a good thing.
We all live in California, and we all will be affected by this proposition. I strongly encourage you, when 2020 comes around, you vote yes on splitting California into 3 states. It will benefit you because it creates a government which is more focused on the people, which includes local benefits.